Game. This one, I it's a little bit of a high roll, but
That's okay.
it's still good to go over.
Um, just before we go in, right now, like, what do you think about what makes you want to play reroll and when you think you
Oh
should play
yeah,
reroll?
my current approach to reroll is if I start with um either like multiple copies of a good reroll unit and their items, and I feel like I just have like a strong spot for it generally. Like it's like if I start with an Echo too, which it's happened. It sounds crazy, but like it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably reroll that. Otherwise I tend to play reroll when I'm losing because I
Yeah.
just am looking to stabilize earlier
Yep.
and I don't care if I win in that instance. I just want to be stable earlier.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense. I think like an interesting scenario that we can get with this patch is like,
Yeah, I learned that from this really cool coach, Ripple, when I was preparing for this tournament. That was my
okay,
strategy when I was lose streaking.
yeah,
But then Bard screwed that up, but
that's
now it's
true.
back.
Say you started with like BT Titan Psycho, like uh, now that Warwick's in the meta, like how do you think you would decide between playing Warwick or Echo from there?
That's such a good freaking question. Um, Honestly, I don't know if this is right. And let me just try to put myself in a situation. One, I think Echo's very popular. So I would first see if somebody else is trying to play Echo.
Okay.
Um, I I would say I probably just lean to Echo for comfort. I
Okay.
don't that's not necessarily the best thing. I just feel like it's good and it can stabilize early. The only reason I think I would go Warwick is if I got his unlock condition very early or I like had items that like I don't know. I mean, they're so similar in itemization. I don't even know what item would push me to the other. Like in a normal situation, it would be like an item that pushed me to the other. But I'm thinking about how Warwick is itemized, and they're almost the same.
Yeah,
Almost.
they're almost the same except for like the last item, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Um,
actually not sure. How would you decide? This is such a good question. I don't know.
yeah, I think like you said, like first check if you're contested, right? See who's playing Warwick or Echo. Could be either one. And then based on your opener, if you're weaker, like you want to start winning sooner in stage three, then you can reroll for Echo. Like say you're like all one stars, right? So you probably don't win very much. Getting to Warwick would mean like getting pretty low in HP. So that would be like yeah, maybe you like five lost and you don't really want to like eight lost and then get Warwick. So you reroll Echo, so your items are good. And then if you get like a certain augment, like reroll augments like too much value, trade sector, on a roll, stuff like that will more heavily incentivize you to play Echo with this opener, right?
Or if you
Um,
got something like level up, you'd probably not want to do that. You'd probably want to go
yeah,
like
like
Warwick.
you have this opener and then say you
Yeah.
see like Clever Mind or Slamming or something, then like okay, yeah, we're going towards Warwick then, probably.
Okay, because
Um,
I've literally been in that spot before. That's really helpful.
yeah.
Or I'm like, I want to take Slam and I know it's an econ augment, but if I'm like, I can't re-roll that. But in
Well,
this kind of spot,
okay, like low key, you can still play reroll of slamming. Like if you just
you
never
can.
pump, um,
It kind of feels it puts you on a timer though to hit. That's why I get scared.
yeah, it's like a yeah, you do have to like do some trade-offs between like how good your spot is for the reroll versus the tempo. I do think from like level 6 to 7 though, it's like well, it's like 30 or something XP, right? So like it takes a while to natural level 7 while slamming. Um,
That's
so
fair. I mean, I think I have done it before. I just didn't. Okay, it's good to know that it's not like a super
yeah,
faux pas. Because actually today you'll see me pass Slam in one of our bot
but
reviews.
yeah, I think like there's been like previous sets where there's like heavy reroll patches and people would just take slamming to play reroll still because if you like I mean, if you use Slammin for every round up until 3-2, then that's 2 XP 6 times, right? So 12 XP. Yeah. So that's like 12 gold. That's not too bad. And you get a component. Yeah. Then I think the like other deciding factors between like augments, contesting or not, how weak or strong you are is oh yeah, if you're strong and you're tempoing and you're pushing levels, like say you're streaking, right? Then like it might be easier to just like level to 7 and then unlock Warwick than like to keep rolling for Echo and you can keep your streak. Because Warwick is like very strong
Yeah.
in stage 3. Anyway, say
Yeah.
like you have this setup and then like Krugs come, like I mean pretty much you can get dropped like rods, like you get dropped like JG, and then you're like, oh maybe I'll just play Echo. Or you get dropped like more like bow items, like say you get dropped Kraken or like components more towards that, or like more swords, then you're more towards Warwick, right? So you can like wait and see what the items give you also. Um, like similar scenario, say you have like this opener, right? Um, How do you decide what to play? Like, there's Sona reroll, or there's like go
Um,
into Lux, right?
yeah, I mean it's similar. If I'm losing or if I'm contested and I can tell the other person's not re-rolling,
Uh huh.
sometimes I'll just re-roll to get the better spot.
Okay. Do you think one comp is better than the other? Like between Sona 3
Personally, I
carry
do
or
like
Lux 2 carry?
if I am in this exact spot, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. 9 out of 10 times I'm going towards Lux. Instead, I don't really play Sona reroll, but now that I play Orianna, I'm a lot more willing to reroll Orianna in this spot.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I also think Oriana's like a better line. And I think Sona is like a little slow. Like she's still strong for sure. So it depends how many copies you natural, but like if you do have like a strong like 2-star opener like this and can see yourself like streaking off of it, then like I would
Yeah,
not like stay level 3 and just try to reroll Sona, right? But if these are like 1 stars, oh, whoops. If they're
yeah.
1 stars and it's like kind of all you have, I mean, if you only have 1 stars, then you might not even want to reroll Sona. Like hopefully you have something better. But you probably look like a reroll augment that like helps you reroll Sona, right? Again, it's like kind of based on augments. I think
I'll
on
be
a
also
roll.
100% honest with you really quick. I don't really like the one cost rerolls, so I think I have
Okay,
a slight bias against them. But
sure.
that's just because I don't feel like they end up being strong enough in the long run, just
Yeah,
generally speaking.
I think it depends what the setup. I think Sona and Jarvan actually have like a very good synergy in setup, so it's actually pretty strong. Like pretty sure in like pro games and challenger games, Sona can do well for sure. With
Yeah.
like arcing a little augment is very strong on her, and also just like on a roll. There's some crazy stuff that you can do with on a roll to like get insane value out of it, and Sona is probably one of the best comps that gets value out of it because you can roll so much early. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
cool. But yeah, I think those are good like fundamental baselines to think about if you should play reroll or not, based on how strong or weak you are, if you're contested, what augment you have, and what items you get. Cool. Go into the game then. Okay, I think that's fine. I mean, I probably checked the void, but don't have to. Um,
I'm gonna be real with you. I'd like almost never check the void.
okay,
I only check the void if I legitimately like I'm feeling like I'm going void.
okay, that's fine. Um, so here, AP item opener. I mean, I'd probably hold the Xin over Aphelios, but too big of a deal. Okay, cool. You did. All right, augment. Oh, I kind of see why you want Echo here. Uh,
Yeah, I wasn't originally planning on it. I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah, I mean, our items.
You see me, you see the wheels churning. I'm like, can I do it with these? And I scout and I see if anyone else is doing it.
Mhm. I mean, it's kind of hard to take unseal from steal here. Birthday reunion is kind of a gamble. Yeah, I think this kind of makes sense with the components. It's not great, but oh hey, loot sub. Missed that one.
Yes.
You can look for a loot sub. I think okay, like if it was loot sub, then like you could consider like I don't know. Okay, not that you would in this scenario, but
Yeah.
like loot sub because you get if you know everyone's getting upgraded one cost, that means you're gonna upgrade at one cost. Like birthday reunion might be better just because it means you have a fully upgraded board. Maybe don't know, but it's just kind of how the portal can
Oh
influence you.
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Okay, so yeah, playing's on. Probably playing Ekko because you have a rod, and our board is kind of weak. Makes sense.
And I make it weaker. Wow. Character growth.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess you can sell this. It
Yeah, I
doesn't
was
hurt.
upset.
Doesn't hurt to hold a Leona. You're upset because you won.
Yeah.
What's wrong with winning?
I wanted better curse slot.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like,
I was shocked I won. I was like, shit, I'm too good at this.
this augment is very strong early.
No, no,
Uh,
no, this is my skill.
Do you think it's like do you think you need to get like good items that bad? Like a specific item, like you think you really need bow?
I think Titans is very important. Yeah, am I wrong?
It is, but I don't think it's the end of the world that you miss Titans on this carousel. Like, you can probably just take Love and then make JG, right? Then like usually you'll probably get one of each component. Like, I mean, sometimes you don't, but you just save this chain until that bow comes naturally, or you just get it next carousel. I don't think it's like too like. I don't think this comp is severely in need of bows that much that you have to three loss just for the bow. I feel like three
Oh,
lossing for a specific component is reserved for comps that desperately require two of the same component. So like
I
there have
see.
been
And so even though you technically need a Ginsu, since that's flexible in this comp, it's like not
yeah,
like it's really just the Titans that's required.
it's really just Titans. Yeah, I don't think Ginsu is that required at all. Honestly, I think people might say that other items are better than Ginsu, but um,
Okay, that
yeah,
makes sense.
I think we only need one bow. So yeah, in the past there have been comps that like need like three tiers or like three bows, but it's not one of them. So get our bow anyway. Cool. Um, yeah. Okay. Hmm. These aren't that great. Probably wait for an item to come.
Yeah. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah. Not that great, not that
Oh,
great.
why do you sell buy here?
Um, because I tend to not three-star my Vi in this comp.
Um, yeah, I think depends how rich you are, but like one, if you have Circle's Revenge, like I mean it does more damage the more HP your units have, so three stars are better. So if you can afford it, you can like try to three star her. I think right now like we can't think about it. Um, also we just got dropped two swords, and Vi actually like can use swords. So like I think right here, this rod is probably just coming at JG, and then you could make a Shogun on Altar that becomes like a Shogun for your Seraphine later. But I would probably wait to see like I get like an item augment here, and that could help make our items better. Like I think it might be nicer if you could get like a item grab bag and then you just make like some Vi items and then you actually have four Vi's. You can consider going for Vi 3, and that'd be like a reasonable dual carry and a way to use your swords efficiently, right? Um,
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
yeah, and I don't think we're like poor or anything. We're definitely pretty rich right now. So, okay. Mm,
Yeah, this one was interesting because I did want an item augment. And I was like, I think I like min-max more because even though I do need tank items, well, at the time, I thought I really, really, really needed the BIS for this man. But I guess now after our conversation, I would have maybe actually taken Belt Overflow in this spot.
no, I mean I think um, okay. So I think the
This does work out for me, but I just like want to also be very logical. Like I'll be honest with you, I use this golden item remover so much in this.
yeah. Yeah. So just to be clear, our main goal, right, is to pick the augment that makes our board strong now, and hopefully also like pretty strong later, right? Um,
Yeah.
so that would be an Inomar combat augment. You could make an argument for Soul Awakening. It'd be a higher cap once you get more items later, but makes it so we can't really itemize like multiple units right now. So I can kind of see getting an item augment. Honestly, min max is a little like considered lower value in terms of like prismatic augment value. You know. It's only good if you're really like getting the value out of the remover and the reforgers that you get. But which yeah, in a situation like we can use items and probably if we miss we can use some reporters. I like min max more than belt overflow because it actually lets us three item our Echo. Right now we can't three item him and belts will not help us three item him. So I'll probably be
Okay,
putting
yay. So you agree with my choice, kind of? But maybe Soul
yeah
Awakening. I also considered Soul Awakening because I was like, this is a very good combat augment, but I was very concerned about my swords.
yeah I'd be in between min max and awakening. I think your concern towards min max makes sense, and that just means that you should be looking for a dual carry, which would be nice if we got the extra high. So yeah, okay. Uh, So, uh, like I said, our goal is to make our board like strong for this stage, right? We want to ideally win these 4 rounds. You agree? Like, so your goal on the 32 roll down, and also whatever you do to your 32 board, should be to try to make it strong enough to beat most boards. Like, make it as strong as possible, right? Um, when you're rolling, do you have like a certain board in mind or certain units that you're trying to look for?
Um, yeah, so this was a tip that I had actually gotten a bit ago was that you want to get to your carry 2-starred, and I would imagine you probably also want like your tank 2-starred at this point,
Oh,
then so that you don't have to roll as aggressively, but at this point I'm looking for Nico
okay.
or an upgrade to Cho or to what's his face, and then since I already have my Echo 2-starred, I really just want another tank upgraded.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think this is a really good example of the idea of making just a strong, stable board. So let's just say what we had right now was Echo 2, Vi 2, Blitz 1, Malzahar, and not much else going for us, right? That was mainly what we had. I forgot, they have like the extra, I forgot what you had extra on your board, but, um, and then we need to fill in 2 slots, right? Ideally, you,
Oh, I had Cho, but it was a Cho one. I don't know if
okay, sure, yeah.
yeah.
And you want to fill in these 2 slots. Like, what's your ideal board?
My ideal board is Nico 2
Nico 2,
in
okay.
here. Yes.
And then what else? And then
I
this is it?
actually don't mind Cho right now for the Malzahar, but he doesn't stay forever. They get swapped out later for like Seraphine. But I think yeah, actually like Nico 2-star, Echo 2-star.
Okay, you want to get here. And then these can
That's
be
kind
switched
of
out.
it. I mean, like if the other people get 2-starred, fine. But I really just need, I think, the Nico or like a tank to
A
be able
tank, okay.
to,
What is
yeah.
a tank? What else would you be
Y-
willing to buy?
I'd be willing to buy a Cho too, or like upgrade either of the other ones I have.
Okay, anything else?
I mean, if I see a 4 cost on the roll down, like
Okay.
Tarek or whatever, I could do that. But
What
I think
about,
that in this situation, I tend to like in this specific situation, I tend to upgrade my Cho. I tend to upgrade my Blitz. I tend to upgrade my Nico, and like that is about it. I'm trying to think of a situation I put anyone
yeah,
else on the board. Like if I've gotten my Singed, which I usually haven't by this point, sure. But
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so, like, I'm gonna say, like, fundamentally, we just, all we care about is making your board is strong enough to win, right? Doesn't necessarily need to have any specific units. Echo is our preference because that's our main carry, but, doesn't matter what's on the board. Otherwise, you just kind of want to win, right? And we don't have Nico, so we don't have access to that. And I'll say like we're gonna roll on 6 until we get a board that's strong enough to win. Okay, we can put anything on our board as long as it makes it stronger. So I'm just gonna go through some other options, right? You can put on Jinx, you can put on Mundo. Hey, Mundo 2, Bison is very strong. You can play like a Bruiser with that or something. Uh, you can play Nico, but let's say we don't get Nico because it's hard to get. We can also hold Sejuani's. Sejuani's is good. Loris is a very good addition to the board. Gets you built over. You can get Blast Shield, which is pretty strong. And Loris is actually like pretty good tank um, in mid game because he like you kind of put him in between, and then he like taunts and then does a big shield, right? And say you have access to Loris, like you also buy like Xin Zhao, you find Loris. You probably only buy Xin Zhao if you find Loris first, but if you're flexible enough on the roll down, you could also buy Xin Zhao, right? Another thing that we can do is like say we only find one Eco, or like you find a defender, right? You've skipped like 3 buys. So like look at this board. Like we have 2 by 2s and defender. This is also strong, right? Like uh and say you have pillar.
Is it okay?
I mean, does like Vi2 is not a bad unit by any means, um, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I tend to not put a lot of doubles of units on my boards, but I am working on it.
I see. Yeah, yeah. I mean, especially if you're going 2-star, and also we have Silco's Revenge. So every time a Vi2 dies, it deals like 1,000 damage or whatever, right? Or like 600 damage. I'm not sure how
Oh,
much.
yeah, that's a good point too.
Yeah. So this is adding strength to your board, not necessarily in traits, but in unit quality, right? And also with your augment. Um, and the important part about like knowing how to, you also of course put in like targons, right? If you do find them, that's like maybe a little stretch, but the idea is we want to stop rolling like earlier so we can econ more and just make our board strong enough to win, right? So you can hold the better yard, you can hold more options. Cho'Gath Malzahar is a decent option, but we don't want to always have to look for just Nico or like Loris is also a very good option, right? And there's also the 5 on package. So I think on this board, like if you go back, um, and if you were to consider doing Vi duo carry, then we had that like extra Vi. Um, Here we'd have 2 Vis. Here we'd have 2 Vi 2s. You can just make BT Sterax. You have 6 Vis. Your chances of hitting Vi 3 is like very high because you're gonna keep rolling for Ekko anyway. And now you have a board with like pretty much 2 melee carries that have Zon active. Um, that and you just like put in this jargon for defender, and you can literally probably stop there, uh, and be pretty strong. So, like, I'm just gonna put it in the team builder to see. You can see what it looks like. PT, Sterex, Ragelade. Where is it? Titans, Lodge. You don't have this Loris, so you have Malzahar. And here, like, this looks strong to me. I don't know about you, but I kind of like the look of this. Um, at least for
Huh.
now, right? We
Yeah.
I, we can keep slow rolling more and finding more units, but like the more we can econ, the better. And if we're winning anyway, then it's fine. So yeah, I probably really like a Piltover over this Malzahar, even like a Caitlyn. Um, but yeah,
Very
and
interesting. Makes sense though.
yeah, I think like the a common pitfall or reroll is tunneling too much on specific units, and even also thinking that you have to upgrade like the primary unit, right? Um, there could be cases where like that's whoops, let me put the timer back on. Let's say you are stuck on Echo 1, but you got Nico 2. Let's just throw on a Loris and take out this buyout, take this Jarvan out, okay? Um, and say you have to Echo Abyss, like there's a chance you could just be playing this board and you can still win, right? Um, and like you might be Echo pair on the bench and you might be at like 30 or 20 gold. And if we can stop and econ a little bit and just take around Vi carry for now, then we'll have a lot more gold to hit Echo, which is important, especially when you're missing Echoes, right? Um, you need to like manage your econ well, so you have to make it so your shops like you get as much value from your shops as you can. And like the general idea is like, I mean, you see 5 units per shop. Most other people aren't rerolling, so you should be able to improve your board in some way, and it doesn't always have to be in like, the default units. Yeah,
Makes sense. Yeah.
yeah. I think that's like a key thing to unlocking being better at reroll. Um, is actually being a little more flexible on the rerolls. And like, of course, you usually end up in like the set board later as you reroll more, but it's just like in that initial roll down and the rounds after that, um, you can be flexible to save some money. So yeah, like just as an example, like the other day I was playing, I want to play Yasuo reroll because I had like Yasuo pair and I like natural Wukong or something, and my whole lobby was like playing reroll. Like they were playing like Aphelios and Echo and Orianna, right? So I was like, oh, I might as well play reroll also. Um, and I was like stuck on Yasuo 1, but like I found like a Tristana 2 on the way, and I just kind of like carried her um for a bit until I like actually hit my Yasuo later. And also like I mean
Trying
it's
to the beast.
just yeah, she is. So and honestly she's just better than Yasuo. Yasuo's like pretty bad. He's mostly there for unlocking
Poor
quick
guy.
game. Yeah, so I was very much like holding my Rage Blade on Tristana so I could put on like Yone later, same like GS, right? Um, even if I got like a BT, my guy was still stuck at 1 star. Then I just keep carrying Tristana until later, right? And that helped me like save up a lot of gold. And my board was still strong enough to win because I'm rerolling while other people are not, right? So yeah. Um, so when we look at these next VODs, we can also look for opportunities. Maybe if you could have stopped earlier and made like a equally as strong board. But yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we like I don't like a lot of people you'll see when they reroll like they'll just pick up all the units, right? Because you're trying to like roll like not too many times and just make your board strong. So you don't have to look for it specifically just to banner units. Okay. Also, I think Phi 2 is probably tankier than the Blitz one. Or I mean,
Well,
even if she is not like that much tankier, you probably want her a little longer than Blitz one. So I probably put the tank items on.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. So here, okay. So whenever you roll from here, like ideally, it's an informed roll, right? What that means is, do you need to roll to win? And what are we rolling for? I mean, here it's okay. I guess we're rolling for Cho 2, Nico 2, but um, probably staying above 40. But could do like a scout to see if like we need that. Yeah. I think this is okay to stop on. And also because you're playing a melee carry is important to scout, right? Um, okay. Looking good. So you're thinking about unlocking Nidalee here. Hmm. So I think here, I think I actually saw
I
you
didn't
on
end up
on
doing
stream.
it because I wanted my streak.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Because I would normally try to do it on neutrals. Neutrals just happened. I was like, I'm close enough to Nico 3 that she'll just unlock when I get Nico 3, and I'm just gonna have to be okay with that.
Yeah, I think here it might benefit you more to just like look at your items and fix them. But because yeah, you got dropped the Zon spat, which is super good, and then you also just make a BT. Is you know, you put that on your. I'd probably put the BT on Ekko and then move the Hodge to like use that as my later Nidalee item, right? Um, I think BT is better than Hodge usually for like train tanks. And we definitely want to make the Zon emblem. I think if you saw the Zon emblem, you could think about just putting the Nico in over the Blitz just to drop Chug for a round. Uh, yeah. And then you just put Zon emblem on your guys. Also, Zon emblem is, my opinion, better as like, some emblems are better on tanks and some emblems are better on carries. Um,
Yeah.
I think Zon emblem is usually better for just units in the front line, so either melee carries or tanks versus rather than range carries because it gives you a lot of durability. So, yeah. Um, okay. Augment wise, I mean, probably down for like combat if it's good. You can see you not liking exiles because Ekko kind of likes to be on the side to wrap. Um,
Yeah, I don't like exiles in this comp
yeah, Fine
specifically.
is not very good either. Okay, so we take rolling for days. Then you can just try to hit Ekko now. Okay, cool. Um, that's good. D plus good. And yeah, now I mean, spot's looking really good. Just try to, now all I have to do is focus on positioning and stuff, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Why are you
I
random
fucked this one
revive
up.
over here? Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
I feel like Vi is like a pretty decent unit to let like get her cast off, so I probably just put her
Yeah,
uh
this one I messed up.
spot the
I don't
okay.
even know. I think I get punished for it too. I
Okay.
don't remember.
Also, I don't know like so I haven't been keeping track of all the rolls, but I would be picking up some Zon units on the way here if you see like Mundo or Jinx. Not just because you hit the spat. I mean, definitely because you hit the spat, you're still looking for Zon units. We can check, but yeah, I think 5 Zon is definitely a really strong trait to play around. Like there's a Mundo and a Jinx right there, right? So, uh, and it's definitely like a strong next level. I think like yeah, right here. I think giving 5 Zon to your main carries and also probably putting Zon on. Probably want to put Zon on the Nico. It's just gonna make them a lot stronger than having the Void units on. Like I would probably prefer 5 Zon over the Strogath. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think some people would say like Disruptor is really not that important. It's more like just him like living long enough to go infinite. And but the Disruptor you would play is like Seraphine because she just offers like so many traits, but Malzar is like not that nice. Let me go here. Right now we should just be setting up like a duo carry, preferably. So probably looking for. So what do you think? What do you plan to do with the chain?
I don't remember. We'll see.
Yeah, I think ideally you want to just set up for like Nidalee items, and you have like yeah Nidalee duo because don't really need like multiple tanks, and we also don't really have a good second tank. So I guess we'll see when the chain comes, but I think a glove would probably have been better. Uh, this fight's really close.
Chain diff. Fuck.
I mean, you get a chain. I think what happened this fight? Oh, Rekko gets grabbed by the guy. Yeah, this is probably a side diff. Oh yeah, there's a side diff because don't want to proc his guy, and we're far away from the anyway.
Yeah, I
So
just hate being on the same side as Yunara as Ekko, so I felt like I was
oh
between a rock and a hard place.
well, I would hate being on the same side as Set's corner
The set,
as Ekko.
yeah.
So I would actually prefer to just default being on the other side as the Ekko player. If I had to choose. Yeah. I would say at this spot in games, especially when you just hit already, you should spend some time evaluating your spot and what placement you're playing for. So like there's pretty much two ways to cap. It's like, am I strong enough to go for Ziggs, or am I just gonna kind of like roll a bunch on 8 for like Nidalee 2, Swain 2, Seraphine 2, um, and try to figure out like how strong people are, and also just I mean you want to check how strong they are so you know how to position for them, right? But yeah, like here I think based on your HP you could think like, oh, can I cap around 6? Um, and also based on your items, like I don't really have great items for Nidalee anyway. I mean you could probably get like a JG Titans. It's okay. Um, yeah. But you agree that like Ziggs is probably the best cap, right? That we can get to him. So you can try
I've
to check around.
never gotten to Ziggs with this board, but yeah, that sounds cool.
Well, I think if you win 1 round here in this stage, even if you win 0 rounds, you have enough HP to make it to the next stage. And if you make it to the next stage, you'll have enough gold to get Ziggs, right? Yeah. And I think it's like things like that that is like, I mean that's really the difference between like going 4 for third or second or first is when you can check how high you can cap, right? Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm a humble gamer though.
okay, fair enough. It's good to practice not being humble sometimes.
No, I know sometimes I need to be more hungry, less humble.
Yeah, I mean, being this person, don't need to roll that much. So like looking at our HP, like we can make it to the 6-2. Okay. I mean, we do see ASL players, so we probably just die to them anyway, because we're playing Ekko. But maybe in another, after the V patch, we can think about this more. But I think if you think that those ASL players are winning out, then you should just roll on 8 and try to beat the other non-ASL players.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you're starting to use the hotkey. Nice.
Yeah, I'm getting much better.
That's good.
It's still hard for me to use it to sell units, but
Okay, yeah.
I'm very comfortable using it now to roll. Just like I'm getting there though. I'm
Yep.
getting there.
Oh, yeah. I need to move this Titans. Okay, it's not the diff. That's good. We do have 2 floating
Yeah, don't
components.
ask me how long it took me to realize I still had that chain vest
Okay. Yeah, this fight's really hard to win. PT. Okay. It's on fire. I'm in here. There's something weird going on. I'll ignore that.
Wait, what? What'd I do?
We have Sunfire Echo. Titan's Malzahar. I mean,
Wait,
don't
huh?
think this is good. Um,
I
yeah.
didn't even see that happen.
Maybe you got confused while using your removers and you accidentally like grabbed the wrong item. But
I think I must have fixed it. That's actually
yeah.
hilarious. Oh yeah, my chance something's amiss with Echo's item.
Okay, and then I assume here you're just going for a 3-star because that's the only way you can place higher.
I don't know if I noticed, bro.
It's okay. Yeah, we
That's
die with Sunfire
hilarious.
Echo. Okay, cool.
Wait, low key, I did not notice that. That's so funny. I thought it was a positioning diff.
I
It
don't
was
think it's
not.
a diff, even if we have perfect positioning and Titans. Yeah, we're not beating this ASOL.
Holy, okay, wow. I'm glad you saw that.
Cool. Yeah, so yeah, I think the main thing this game was just like what we could do on 3-2 to make our board a little stronger. Like maybe in other games you might go against stronger boards, so like playing the double by 2 might help. And then yeah, just like recognizing your placement and when to roll. Not sure we could place
And
any higher this game, but
Sunfire Echo is not the best.
yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Okay, on to the next one.
This is another Ekko game. Wow.
I assume with your new knowledge, this might be an Ori game, but
I wanted it to be.
yeah.
And yesterday, everybody had just like this, just like everybody was forcing it, even from spots that didn't make sense. And I was just like, all right, I see how it is.
Here's why you sell here. You don't have to sell yet, do we?
Yeah, I got a little bit, um, um, what's it called? Fixated.
Hmm. Is there a reason you sell for those?
I was concerned at this point because I wasn't actually sure what my spot was.
Okay.
But yeah, I have no idea. I think I was just like flailing at this point. So I wanted to play Orianna.
Okay, fair enough. I would say you should if your instruction isn't super clear, you should still at least stick with what is like a strong board to make, which would probably involve playing Kate 2 and Vi, and then figure it out from there. I don't think Kate 2 is worth selling for the Anivia 1 and Shen 1. Um, yeah,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I don't think you really need choke gap uh, versus like the bruise repair. Like I feel like allow you to is kind of nice. So I
Yeah.
don't think I changed.
I
Uh,
think I was just trying to like become weaker or something like that. Is probably what I was thinking. I was just like, oh, I'm gonna play. If I'm playing Echo, I can just lose, whatever.
oh, I mean we don't know yet if you're gonna lose. Like we might
Yeah.
I don't know. You can hit a blitz in the next shop and your board's not even like that bad. Like um yeah,
Yeah.
or you hit like a augment that gives you units or something. I feel like we shouldn't be sacrificing like our strongest potential opener here for units that aren't even particularly good, right? Like if you hit allow you to, usually allow you to, Caitlyn by tilt over, it's not even bad. Um, then you also unlock Orianna maybe, but yeah.
My beloved, yeah.
Okay. Well, also, yeah, doing this very much means that like you force yourself into like a corner to only play Echo or I guess Orianna, but like we don't always want to do that, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I did. It wasn't a good thing.
Okay, yeah, just so you know. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, don't want combat or
This one does
items.
not work out for me.
Mm-hmm. like we're gonna lose. I don't hate efficient shopper here as a default over placebo. Just if you want something better than placebo, because placebo's like kind of mid. Um,
Yeah, that's a good point. You
and efficient
technically
shopper
get
is
more
like
money.
honestly not bad, especially if you're playing reroll and get like copies of units that you want. Sometimes people like back when like last set 3 cost reroll was more popular, like efficient shopper into just reroll the 3 costs, the good 3 costs you can find was like a real strategy. Not saying
Yeah,
it
actually,
is
that's
on
a good
this
point. I
match,
would have
but
never considered taking that augment. I mean, I thought about it and I was like, how does that help me? But if I do have a good carousel spot, then yeah, it actually does give you more money than placebo would.
yep. Well, I mean, please do method helps to make Egon, but yeah, it depends what units you get. I think if you are in a lost streak spot though, it is a lot nicer because you can get 3 costs and 2 costs, whatever you want. It even goes all the way until the 5 costs, so if you want double 5 costs, you can get them. Then okay, what's this loot sub? We need to start attacking our loot sub.
Oops.
Okay, can we echo? I mean, can you tell me why you're doing this split now? Are you still trying to really get a bow?
Yeah, because at this point, for whatever reason, I was like, I must lose streak with Ekko.
Okay, I feel like you'd
But
be
I guess not.
happy to win a round if you could. But even if you don't win a round, you'd be happy to kill units. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think we need to like do anything weird to like open and new streak. Like I would say like most games, like I would rather like like scam like 2 rounds or something if I could than like fully 5 loss. Or if I'm 5 lossing, I like to kill units while I'm doing it. Usually, like for me, when I quit to 5 lossing, it's usually like on like 2-5 or 2-6 when I've already 3 lost. Otherwise, like I mean, you have an Echo pair. You do have potential to like start winning, and you could win now. Like Zon is a strong trait early, right? And we don't need bow. I think honestly, I like to get a BT, um, and just start killing more units. Maybe win the rounds after, like natural Echo 2 or natural Blitz 2. You can definitely win off that. Yeah. So, but also, if you are in the vein of lost streaking, I would just sell this Cho'Gath for money and just play another Echo. I'm not that attached to Cho'Gath, so and playing 2 Echoes like deals more damage, right? But yeah, we don't need to be opening here, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Good to know.
Or I do think like if you get to this point, you would consider opening a little more, I guess, because like I'd probably be like, oh, maybe I don't stand
Yeah.
BT, so I can
Oh, trust me.
get a good loss or something. Like
It's like, what the
maybe just
hell?
hold off on the BT slam, right? And then you get a good loss, and then you can get a good 5 loss. I think ideally, if you 5 loss, you don't want to like full open 5 loss. You want to get a 5 loss where you kill units on most rounds. So and controlling that with your HP and your money can actually make a big difference in a lot of games. It's just really hard to do.
Yeah, I'm learning this now that I've started to do Lost Streak, whereas before I used to only
Mm.
tempo, and now I'm realizing that it's important to not just like full sack your health.
Yeah, it's a lot of times it's not worth the money that much, right? You'd like to full stack only if it's like you've been forced to.
Yeah. There
Yeah,
have been so many games I've played since I mean, I would say since I've improved and started doing this, that I'm like, man, if I could have just saved like a couple health earlier, it would have made the difference.
yeah, exactly. Like you get to end their games and you see it was like a HP diff, but a lot of people will get like into it a lot because they lost streak and get all the bonuses they want and then they went out. But like, I don't think that happens a lot of the time. Okay, this would be an example of a time you consider Warwick. Uh, Especially if we don't have reforgers, right? Only got drop swords. We could do like a 3-5 roll for Jinx for Warwick, or just hope to natural Jinx.
Actually, yeah, I think Warwick probably would have been smarter this game.
Yeah, I mean there is arguable risk to it because you might if you have to roll too much for Jinx, it's really bad. You really don't want to roll that much for Jinx or anything. Um, but if you didn't have the reforgers, then we literally like would have a really hard time playing Echo here. So that's when you think about playing Warwick. And then we got the reforgers from like loot sub. So yeah, right now we can't make a third Echo item. Feels kind of bad. We have a spat that we want to finish. So maybe hold off and then see if like you get Ogden here that helps you play Warwick. You can also make that have made like the Sterax here, and then you have like this Warwick after the first reforge, like here you have Sterax, and then you'd be like, yeah, maybe I'll play Warwick. Maybe this will also be a
Damn.
rare spot where maybe you even like roll on 3-2 just a little bit to get either Echo 2 or Vi 2 and hit the Jinx, and then just get to Warwick from there. So I think it's cool in TFT when there's like lines like those where they can be reroll or tempo, just depending on how things turn out, and you can actually kind of pivot your plan if stuff happens. Okay, yeah, and then slamming would be like good for us here if we want to play Warwick, but we're not playing Warwick. It's okay.
Yeah, it was definitely a Warwick game.
You could, yeah, I think the only takeable thing here to play Ekko would be plot armor. Technically, the other things you can't use to play Ekko. Okay, exclusive is good here. Get your third Ekko item. And then let's just look at the roll down again to see if we could have improved anything. So, Laura's pair is good. If you hit Laura's too, that's your tank. Definitely hold that. Okay, by two. Yeah, we get Nico. Yeah, so say we held Loris, and we see these wardens. You just hold one of these wardens. So you get Loris too. I mean, we already have Cho too, so we aren't that worried about it. But I would still hold him. And yeah. Okay, so here's what I talked about. We have everything upgraded that's not Echo. If we put the items
Oh
on
yeah.
Vi, we could have a chance of winning still. And we are at this like 30 gold amount. So we go below here, we get kind of poor. Um, so this is a spot where you consider stopping because your board is strong enough. It's not your ideal scenario, but it's definitely good enough, in my opinion. That makes sense? Or you agree?
Yes, it do.
Okay. And very just like small thing, but actually does matter. You took exclusive if you think Rage Blade is the best thing you can get, which actually, if you want to flex between the Echo and the Vi here, like you can't really like put on Echo and get a JG and be happy about putting on a Vi, but you could have picked up like a marksman along the way, um,
Yeah.
like
I think
Ash
that's
or
what
Pelios,
I
and then
tried to do is I
get
pick
the thing.
someone up. I don't pick up the right person to
Okay,
get the
yeah,
JJ.
yeah. So we had the foresight, then we do that at a time, but now we don't have the unit. We would have had to pick up very much like Ash or
Yeah.
Pelios probably. Yeah. Yeah, we hit the Echo, but we're just a little poor now, I'd say.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah. I mean, 20 is like not terrible. Could be better. Um, okay. And now we're on our way. So yeah, much to do from here. You have Zon Animal available? Nope. Okay. I think Seraphine is fine. And yeah, I think should be holding these this Mundo because once we get our Zon spat, which I think is the best spat we can get here, probably just want to play 5 Zon. Also, in some comps, like the one costs, like I mean, you think Jarvan 3 is pretty good, right? As a unit. Um,
Yeah, he's pretty good.
yeah. So like I mean, Blitz 3 is definitely not as good, but if you have the Leech or two, which I think you do, not it's not bad to hold him. He Blitz 2 versus Blitz 3, it's only 6 more gold, and he gets a lot tankier. So
Yeah.
I'd be down to hold him. Probably sell him off if you think you're just getting close to hitting Nico, but I think you should hold extra Blitz copies too. Okay, sounds like good. Someone's fat. Plus the thing. We got another thingy. Mm. Yeah. So I think here, like, I and like I said before, I don't think Rage Blade's that important. Um, I think JG is perfectly fine build here, and if we don't take Rage Blade here, then we can say red buff That'd be help us in any matchup where we need red buff, and we can make red buff void staff, and then this belt can become like a real tank item instead of being forced to become sunfire only, right? Because you probably do want anti heal. So I'd probably take red buff here.
Makes sense.
Um, yeah, probably slam the shiv. I think another reason you don't slam the void staff maybe is because you're considering needing anti heal. I don't know if that's the case. And here, what do you think is the best option here? See, this one's kind of hard.
I think I wanted a combat augment
Okay.
or stuff for tank items. I think that's what I was between.
Hmm. I think you've actually gotten a lot of items this game, so I would like not feel great about taking it. Item
Yeah, I mean,
augment.
I know Ekko really wants combat, so that was my first.
Okay.
I like that was the ideal.
Okay. Yeah. Maces gives you a little. Bronze for life is actually like okay if you're playing the eggshell stuff with the Swain, but we have Zonspat, so we probably don't want it.
Yeah.
So I think anytime you ever see malicious, you should consider it though, because you can like okay, money can always be turned into combat. It's just like you're just hitting your units on higher tempo, right? So you should scout and see can I win and proc malicious. It's usually hard on 4-2, but it's not always the case. And sometimes people will like pick malicious and just like hard roll down to 0 for Echo 3 and then make the money back. Like I think here that's like could be one of your best options.
Okay.
Yeah, I would probably roll Bronze for life. Precision Grace is okay. Makes the Rage Blade a little worse though. Okay, guess we have to take Precision Grace, but yeah, doesn't feel great in my
Nope.
opinion. Yeah,
I didn't even know if it was good. I was just like,
it's okay.
it sounds like it would be fine.
Yeah, Mundo 2 is definitely better than Cho'Gath here. Um, Mundo 2 makes every Zon unit stronger, Cho'Gath makes Blitz
Oh
stronger.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just the jug.
even Mundo 1 makes every Zon unit like it's probably better because you just want all your Zon units to be stronger. And then you can move Zon to Nico, um, make her a lot tankier. Okay, now we're slow rolling. Yeah, it's not really much to like. I mean, I'm just kind of skipping over the fights, but you can see like most of the decisions in reroll is just like how you slowly build your board and make your item augment decisions, right? Um, yeah,
100%.
and I think
Already helps a lot. So
here we're digging a little ambitiously. Um,
yeah, this one I overroll, I think a little bit eventually because I notice it's 4-5. And then I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah,
It's like not, I haven't hit.
I mean, um, on one hand, could be affected by the fact that we spent maybe a little more gold than we needed to earlier. In some
Oops.
games, the less gold earlier means you don't have more rolls later. And but anyway, you can really only dig a lot when you have stuff to reasonably hit, right? And we are not very close. I can see you going to like 40, see how many echoes you get. Like like I say, it's like exploring. Like you can maybe explore the 40 to see if you get an echo, maybe explore the 30 to see if you get your eighth echo, and then you have 8 echoes on 30. Then you can like roll a lot deeper because you're pretty close to echo. Um, but we
I
do want to
think
make
I'm
sure.
like pretty sure I send it to 0 next turn.
Oh, I see. So why did
Oh, I see.
why do you send it to 0? Because you
You
you feel
know,
pressured to hit.
I literally just like I remember looking up at the round and going, "Oh my God, we are almost on stage 5. I'm not sure I've ever been in this situation."
Oh,
Because I was feeling really proud of myself this game because I don't usually stay this high econ when I play reroll. I actually my bad habit was I used to just always roll to 32. I didn't
okay.
just upgrade my first unit and then slow roll. I would always roll to 32. But
Uh-huh.
then I think it was someone in my chat was like, "Oh no, like you're supposed to, like you two-star your Echo, or like what you're saying, we build the strong board, then we re-econ, and then we slow roll." So I've started doing that, and yes,
Yeah.
it's made a big difference. But here, I'm so scared. Like,
I mean, what are we scared of?
Dying?
Okay. I mean, there's two things to be scared of. It's dying and not hitting. So which one's worse? Like, I mean, I guess dying's pretty bad,
Both.
but if you don't hit, you're guaranteed to die.
Yeah, I
Right?
know, that's why I send it.
Okay. Um.
Gamba.
Yeah. I mean, I think like in some lobbies you can feel like you have to roll here for sure. I think it really depends though on the state of the lobby. Um. Pretty much like I mean, the whole idea of any time you reroll down and look for upgrades, it's like you're saying that this is the round that I want to spike and win versus saving up for later rounds, right? And when you roll, it should be like when you think you can reasonably reach the upgrade. I think here we're like a little far, but if you do feel like you need to win this round, then yeah, you can dig, but it's definitely a risk, right? If you were to slow roll, then I feel like your chances of hitting Ekko on 5-1 is like a lot higher. Like um, we lose one more round to increase our chances of hitting by a lot more because you get to econ for like 2 more rounds. So depends how important you find this specific round to be. And
Yeah, no, I was just vibing. I didn't really think about it
okay,
that much. I was
yeah,
just panicking. Yeah.
but like that should be the fundamental like thought process behind when you really like send your goals. Um, does that make sense? Like
It does. It
okay,
does. I can apply that
yeah.
knowledge.
I think like when people are really close, that's when they usually send it to zero because they're like, well, I'm pretty sure I can hit, and that means I can immediately win the rounds now. But
Here's the good news. You know how I said while I was playing today, I got some tips through watching streams that made me better?
uh-huh.
This was one of them. So I think the Orianna games you will notice.
Okay, cool. Uh,
I started to do that a little bit. So I'm glad you said it because I'm like, okay, I
yeah.
understand
I mean,
now. I
now that we
definitely should not have panic rolled here. I mean, I totally just put myself in a corner. I go all the way down.
I mean, I think now that you're one off, you are like kind of justified in rolling, but the spot will still be not good because even if you hit Echo here, you're still far from Nico, and
And I
also
can't
you
level
will never
or
level.
either. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, um, it's not very good.
Like legitimately, I think this ends up being a fifth. Like honestly, if I just waited, I probably could have top forward.
Yep, and it just looked like you didn't hit and you won this round. Like if you know there's like a weak Excel player in your pool, that's also being like, oh, well, there's a 1/3 chance I get to just win for free. Um,
Yeah.
and I don't have to roll. And that's like goes into the EV calculation of if it's worth to roll or not. More items. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Probably. Yeah. Tank items are fine. Our Seraphim's kind of full. I mean, I would move the Zon emblem, but okay. Keep that for
My
Nico.
board is so bad. It's okay.
I mean, I think also I think five Zon is definitely better. Also, you have this. Yeah, I think I would have. It's hard to catch, but I think red buff is a really nice item to have on Seraphine, and then you can just like salvage the Sunfire and make better tank items. If you do have the opportunity, it's usually better to have like Marilla red and then like real tank items on your guy. If you
Yeah,
have
for
a
sure,
good
for sure.
backline. Sometimes you don't have a good backline of player and you actually want Sunfire, depending on the comp. But, okay, and now we sit here until we die.
Yup.
Yeah,
Because we can't do anything except for position.
yeah, that's really
Actually
close.
tragic. Actually tragic.
Yeah, I mean, I think this person is. I mean, I think a five's on you win this probably. Um, Five's on and on a Nico. Like our Swain does not get to stun anything useful, so definitely with the Singed, I think we're probably strong enough to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not just a position thing; it's like a board thing. Um, yeah. Rumble Euro Augment.
Yeah, he wins this round, right? No, he doesn't. Okay. I top four I'm pretty sure. It was pretty funny.
This person's carrying Vanquisher Kog'Maw. I guess
I
they
saw.
they just have too many items. I mean, it's understandable, I guess. Um, oh, by one. Okay, yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah. Unfortunate. But there was a lot not great in this one, so
Yeah, I think this is a good one to learn from for sure, though. And also, another point to make is now that we go back and you were feeling like poor and desperate, like that is also a reason to pick malicious sometimes. If you are feeling poor and desperate, you can pick malicious.
yeah. I think I tunneled too hard on wanting a combat augment because I was like, Ekko needs one.
Mm-hmm. You definitely kind of wants one. Okay, I'll get Ori games.
Yeah, my
This
first
from
time
today.
Orianna. I had so much fun in this game.
Yeah. Okay, remember when we see the Zoe? What does that mean?
Listen.
Yeah, I'm listening.
um Portals are fun surprises.
Okay. Well, I do hope sometimes we. I hope you get over that eventually.
No, I'm trying my best. There's too many things.
It's okay. Um. Okay. The Ori spot is looking good. I wish we had like Yana last round, but it's okay. Like particularly, I think on this board, like because you have Blitz pair, you can Blitz 2 and a Prior would set up Kiana pretty well versus like Alawi with nothing to support her. And I think Alawi is worse right now because Bilge opener is not really a thing. So
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah. Anyway, now we don't have Kiana. We can play around Ori because that's kind of all we have. You could unlock Ori on this round, which I might consider doing that because
I literally didn't even think I was playing Ori at this point. I was like, this might
okay,
be Ekko. Ha
yeah.
ha
I think on this patch,
ha.
like if they don't like hit her in the B patch and they only nerf Aesol, I feel like Ori is gonna become very popular. So might see a lot of people slamming
I
JG on
know.
their
I gotta
Vi.
play her before other people get to her. I love her so much.
I mean, you don't have to reroll her. You just play her tempo.
That's true. I mean, I think she's so strong. I honestly put her as my +1 in Demacia now, just when I'm
Yeah,
playing that comp.
I like putting her there too. Okay, so okay, good. Check the thing. Um, JG. Okay, how do you feel about this slam and item selection?
Not bad.
Hmm. And we're playing by Ori here
Yes.
now. Okay. What items do you think you want for Ori the most?
I think technically her items are like JG Nashers, but I haven't actually built those for her. I've built just kind of like I think I've gotten like Morellos in one of the games, and like Void Staff, JG, like I just mana item, damage item. I
Okay.
think at one point I put a strikers on her.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think usually she likes damage item like JG or Death Cap, and then she kind of likes double mana because she can kind of spam the shields, ideally. But it's okay to just do like damage, mana, and another like damage. Um, I think that I mean you already have a JG, which is like one of her best damage items, so we don't really need to take
I
another one.
considered taking adaptive as well, but I wanted to balance my tank and my damage items because I often forget about my tank items.
See, um, I mean if you take adaptive, it can be a tank item or a damage item, and also you make JG here, you can float your chain into a tank item. And generally, like I think if you can make carry items first, it's nicer because you'll have a easier time finishing your tank items off the carousel. Usually, because those components are less
Oh
contested.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And the times where you do like want to make a tank item before carry item is when your board is like upgraded tank 1-star carry. Then that'll actually like make your board better, right? Or you may have just like only tank items here and you want to make like double tank item. But I think like stacking items is still fine early, and like also just like in item economy wise, usually you have enough items every game, right, to make one full tank and one full carry, and then to make your third set of items, you need to get it from augments or the portal. And the third set of items usually goes to your duo slash utility carry, right? Usually not to like a second tank. Um, so when you do have a abundance of items, you lean towards taking more carry items or utility items. Does that make sense? Like we want to
Yep.
end up with like Void Staff, Morello, or Red on our duo carry usually. So yeah. And with that said, I think I'll take Red Buff here because Red Buff is a really good utility item. You want that eventually later, and also it's really hard to make. Um, Especially considering you want to make Nashers. Like if Nashers is the best item on Orianna, that uses both anti-heal components. So um, you would probably be averse to making Nashers in some situations because you need to make anti-heal. But if we take red buff, then it's really easy for us to make more Nashers if we want to. And red buff is honestly just a good item. It gives a lot of attack speed. It is like a pseudo mana generation item, which, like I said earlier, we kind of want mana generation on Orianna, right? So I think here JG red buff, but
Okay.
or I guess JG adapt would be the better option in my opinion. I lean towards red buff because it's hard to make and it'll make our item situation a lot easier. And also you have a salvager, so if you do end up in a situation where like your components end up a certain way, you could make like double nashers with red buff. But yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, so it's crazy. There's like 3 different reasons I just went over to take not JG, but I think they all come together. Okay. Okay, take oscillator, sure. That pretty much means you're playing Ori. Do you think if Ori gets more contested, you might have to take a more flex one, like if there was cogs, I might consider that and just playing tempo sometimes. But
I also love Blast Shield, but
Blast Shield is
also
definitely the best like flex
it's
tempo.
so good.
Yeah, it's really good. Okay, the Shen does need to go on the board somehow. I'd say. um, you need to decide if the Shen is better than Piltover or Invoker because it's definitely like Bruiser is definitely equivalent to one of these, and
Yeah.
the Shen 2 is
Yeah.
definitely better than the 1 star. So yeah, I'd probably just play Shen over the Vi. Like we're really not at the point in the game where we're getting that much out oscillator yet. I think because we don't have like a bunch of items to Ori. So we sold him. That's our next level.
Yeah, but I
Oh,
lost, so I just wanted that econ.
you okay? Do you think if you played Shen next turn that you could win? Like looking at his board, do you think your board is gonna be strong next turn? If you play Shen 2 right next to the Vi?
If I was willing to put the Shen in, yeah, but then I would have to level.
I mean, yeah, but that's a good level, right? Like
Is it?
you should want to put in units when it's a strong addition to your board. And I think Shen 2 is a very strong addition to our board. Actually, like stronger than the bot right now. But so like you will lose econ here, but next turn you will greatly increase your chances of winning, or at least you're gonna save like at least like 2 or 3 more health. Um, and that can go a long way, you know. And it also means like I was talking about earlier, if we do roll on 3-2, and we find Orianna 2, but not like Vi 2, Sejuani, Loris 2, we still have 2-star bruisers. So that'll help us stop rolling earlier. So you should try to balance like, your health and board strength to make it easier to econ in a way. Um, and also winning rounds gives you econ too, right? And we also have an econ augment, so we're not that pressured to make econ intervals right now. I think you're more pressured to make like 20 and 30 when you don't have that much econ, but I think we're fine on that area. Like if you fought this person next turn and you had Shen on your board and they got to add like what did they get to add? Uh, they get to add Caitlyn. I think it'd be a pretty close fight. You know, uh, yeah. Okay, why we take Vi with bow, take belt. Okay, Yeah, I think that's fine. I think you could consider Vi with bow because it's a Vi, which is what you want to upgrade, and also you have the Salvager, and bows are pretty good for us because we want to make
Yeah, I did
Nashor's
think
red
about it,
buff
but then I
board staff.
decided I wanted to finish the item.
I mean, you can make a Rage Blade, and that's like not even bad early game. Like early game Rage Blade is fine, and then you just break it apart, and it'd probably be better for like item economy. Um, is a planner in? I assume you have a planner in. Okay. I mean, I think you should make the strikers if you think the fight's close at all. I mean, probably just make it because you have the Salvager and strikers go to JG. And yeah, I think if we had Shen 2 here and strikers, we probably win this fight. And that might help us keep our streak. And we can actually get like a full streak going. Like you roll next turn and you keep winning, then you actually like streak the whole stage. Okay. These aren't great. Okay, grab bag. That makes sense to me. I think if you didn't see grab bag, the two options are take Slammin and play tempo into like Lissandra Seraphine, or just take 21 gold, which I assume that was what you were defaulting to.
That's what I was gonna do, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so like let's just go over the rollout again. See if there's any things that we can improve. Um, again, we have 2-star Lowy. It's not terrible on our board. Could definitely hold the Mundo. I think if you hit Orianna 2 and then just played Mundo, you have mostly upgraded board. You could consider stopping for a bit, um, especially if you're more poor. But yeah. Okay, yeah, Floris. I mean, there's Mundo pair. You definitely hold the Jarvan pair. Jarvan 2. It's fine too. Like we're pretty much just trying to like stop, right? Whenever we can. So we can get closer to our 3-stars. And it's like it'd be ideal you could just stop when you hit Orianna 2 and you just have some front line behind her. Like it doesn't have to be any particular front line, right? Especially because this comp is like pretty expensive because you're capping around the 3-star 3 costs. So we need a lot more money for that than like a comp that just takes like Nico and Ekko, for example, which just is 2 costs, right? Yeah. Nautilus pairs with Loris, so you want to play him. Also, then you can hold Caitlyn. I think common level 6 board would be to play just the 4 Piltovers and their defensive traits.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like you can probably choose between, depending on which one's upgraded, you can play like a Warden for Loris or Defender for Vi, and play your Invoker. Yeah, and then that's good too. So sorry, am I being like nitpicky or anything? Like this all makes sense, right?
No, you're good, you're good.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, hit Ori here, have Kate. Could consider just playing the 4 Pilt.
I think I
Okay.
do, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The best one here, based on the Bosso guide, and also in my opinion, is probably Acceleration Gate.
Oh, interesting, okay. I actually take oh, I guess I take that one.
Yeah, you
Good.
took it.
Good job, me. I just read them and then I decide.
I mean, yeah,
I
that's fine.
didn't actually pull up tier
And
lists.
that's
Usually I
using the
usually like just read them.
intuition. Yeah. I mean, if you have Taylor, if you use like stats and Taylors for items, might as well use them for the mods. Easy. So yeah. Okay. So
Sometimes it's just like I don't like to pull things up in game, so if I haven't reviewed it ahead of time,
okay, that's fair.
um yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, our spot's looking really good now. Kind of wish we held a Nautilus, but it's okay. But you can see now why it's like good to hold out more options, right? Even if Nautilus doesn't go on the
Yeah.
final board, it will help us in stage 3 for sure. What we got here? Okay. Out of curiosity, have you played previous reroll comps such as Syndicate TF or Quick Striker TF. They're both
Syndicate TF was my first set ever, and I'm pretty sure I hit plat. So did I
okay.
play it? Maybe, kind
Okay,
of.
well, I assume you don't know the reroll pattern with him. So I think the reroll pattern with this comp is actually different than the Ekko comp. Do you spend the rest
Yeah,
of the
this
game
one was
rolling on
interesting. You're
6?
supposed to roll on 7 after you get your Orianna 2 start, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I think
Which I
it's
didn't do initially, and then you'll see what happens. And then I'm
okay.
like, oh, I see why.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you are supposed to roll on some eventually. I do think you can roll a little more on 6 until you get like 5, 6, or 7 copies of Orianna. Because ideally you
I'm
want
like,
to hit them at the same time.
I'm not like, and this might be a faux pas, I'm not super rigid when it comes to those types of guides. So, like, in this situation, you'll see why I decide to level to 7 and then continue my roll down on 7. But the game we review after this, I finished my roll for Oriana on 6,
Okay.
um, based off of just like what I felt my spot was. So, like, I know what the suggestions are, but there will definitely be times that I will roll more on 6, or roll more on 7 or whatever, just
Yeah.
depending on like I have this Braum now. He has to go. I would love for him to go
Yeah,
in.
you definitely
So
like for him to go in.
yeah,
So I think like I mean it's a big time. It's a okay. The main goal, right, is to hit your Orion at the same time as the other units. It'd be like on 7, like the odds are better for 3 costs. So it'd be really awkward if you like hit Loris 3, but we were stuck on Oriana 2, right?
yes,
Um,
exactly.
which is why people usually like I think to be safe, you usually wait until you have like at least like 5 or 6 Orianas, and then you can feel better about rolling on 7. But we do have the dupes
But
here,
in
which
this
make us feel better about it.
situation, I have 3 dupes,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I
So it's
only
okay.
needed 3 Orianas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you didn't have dupes, then it'd be worse. And you probably only wait until you can hit everything's used to dupes, but there's a higher chance you're rolling 7 that you have to use more on Oriana. I also think, um, say we did streak through the stage, which we could have if we had Shen 2 on 3-1 maybe, then just to keep your tempo up, you could make an argument for like leveling to 7 earlier for that also to like keep your streak. And that ends up being like more money
Yeah,
in the long run. Yeah.
agree.
So I'd say if we were like 5 streaking here, we think about leveling players problem and then just rolling on 7.
This comp is super fun. It's definitely my favorite right now.
Yeah, I really like playing around it. Okay, spat is not great for us.
Yeah,
If you get
not.
if
I'm
you get a
pretty sure it sits on my
reforger,
bench.
then the invoker spat is actually very good, but we don't have the pan. So
I do get a reforger and I do reforge it, but I never end up with the invoker.
oh well, you do have an invoker emblem whenever you want it. It's just visage on the lures. So
Oh my god, I totally could have broke. Oh my. Okay, well.
yeah. Yeah. Also, probably put the gunblade on Oriana and just move the Morello.
Yeah, I did. I did eventually because I was like, oh, it heals off of damage done. It would be better on her. It just takes me. I'm slow.
Yeah. Okay. We don't have too much econ here, so yeah, combat's good. Or items, I guess. You would.
I just felt like Jewel Lotus would be so good.
Sorry, say again. Oh,
I just
Lotus
felt
would be
like
good.
Jewel Lotus would be so good here.
Mm, I honestly think I might like Staffsmith more because
Oh, really?
yeah. Okay, so okay, I think if you had like a Lysandra or Seraphine, you definitely want Staffsmith because like you want to do a carry, right? And we need an item augment to get a dual carry. We have gotten an extra item from the thingy, um, so we don't need it as bad. But like technically, item augments are like kind of combat, right? And usually combat is nicer when it could help like multiple units. And I was only helping our Ori. And also, this comp is not like a full damage comp. It's kind of like a stall-ish comp. So um, I don't know. It leans me a little bit away from it. I Dual Lows is still good, but I think Staffsmith, like I think in terms of augment, like tier list wise, like Staffsmith is definitely an S tier gold augment. Dual Lows kind of is too, depending on what you're playing, but like yeah, I think it's like very close. So and just for context on why Staffsmith is an S tier, S tier augment. Min max, the augment that you took in the Ekko game, gives 4 components, and this also gives 4 components. So yeah. if you don't have a use for the removers and the reforgers, it's like very close to like min max in that way. And in that same vein, that is why min max is like a lower tier prismatic augment.
Oh, yeah, makes sense, makes sense.
Yeah. Belt overflow also goes 4 components, but makes those belts a little nicer. But yeah. And like just in terms of thinking about the items, like say this person took exclusive customization to get 10 gold and an item, versus you, if you took Assassin, you get 2 like rod items, right? And you could argue that one full rod item is better than 10 gold, especially depending on your situation. So yeah. Okay. Um yeah, we're just sitting here slow rolling. Cool. Oh, you send all of them now. Okay, yeah, I am against this.
You
Because
are against it?
yeah, because I want to hit my whole board. Like, would it be nice to hit all these units? And we're not under any pressure to hit all of them now, right? We're 76. Um, so we're still rolling on 7, right? Like, even if you do this, you're gonna keep rolling on 7, or no?
Yeah,
Yeah. So you're still gonna roll on 7. That's still chances to find Orianna, and we don't want to waste that by using the dupes. So if you're gonna keep rolling 7, you can still find Orianna. You want to find everything. Um, if you were pressured to, you would be in a situation to be pressured to do this if you were like a lot lower HP and you need to win rounds now, but I don't think that's the case. So even then,
gotcha.
instead of duping her now, I would probably just like send more rolls and try to hit everything. I think ideally, like if you can't hit everything, that's how you win the game or top 2 or whatever. Um, yeah, I think yeah, it's nicer to dupe and then you can push afterwards if you hit everything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think here if you like that, like if you want to keep the visage, like I think about taking tier here because like tier and chain are both tank components. They make good tank items. But tier also becomes invoker pan if you get the reforger. Okay, switch islands a problem. That's good. Um, 7 into this. Okay. Yeah, and also it's like it's the idea that like the last units are the hardest to hit, right? So usually you want to use the dupes on the last units for like all of these if you can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean we've got Invoker Pan right here. That'd be pretty good. Invoker Pan plus Stone Plate, not bad at all. Then you go level 4 or Invoker next level.
I think I built an adaptive.
Oh, yeah, I think Invoker Seraphine is also very strong. I think Seraphine is a stronger duo carry than Lysandra, especially because you're playing 4 Pilt, so Seraphine's definitely gonna be the stronger unit. And then Invoker Emblem is just a really like in terms of like how strong the different emblems are. Invoker Emblem is one of the stronger ones because it's like a mana item plus an Archangel's in one because it gives you AP.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hit everything. Ooh. And yeah, now we're
Now
on
we
our
just hang
way.
out.
Yeah, now we're just hanging out. Alright, looking good. I think Loris is better than Sejuani because I mean has the acceleration gate. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
I actually agree.
yeah,
I played around with it this game, because I had noticed on TFT Academy they were itemizing Sejuani, but I think Loris is better, as you see. I moved thanks to him.
yeah. I like Loris. Just because here, I mean, you beat the Zayla here. That's pretty good. But yeah, Loris kind of does this thing where he just kind of keeps like running around and then
Yeah, I kill an Asol too. Isn't that exciting?
yeah, that's really good. And yeah, because he like I feel like with the acceleration gate, he's definitely shielding more than Sejuani would. Um, so he kind of just keeps surviving. And that's really good. Yeah, sometimes ASOs that are not tanky enough actually can't kill like Loris 3. Okay, yeah. I won't
Yeah,
comment
Loris
too
is
much on
amazing.
on Piltover because don't really know about this TX.
Yeah, so I do this because I was like, oh, it gives me a nice place for my Vi, and then she kind of is like safe. And then I also have the T Hex, but in the next game I play, I read Seraphine's ability, and since she heals, I think I actually prefer Seraphine.
Yes, I prefer Seraphine too, I think.
But it was fun to try.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, Defender Emblem. How'd you get a Defender Emblem? As soon as I was off the carousel, I probably missed it. Yeah, for
Yeah,
Defender.
I just didn't know what to do at this point.
Okay,
So then I
yeah.
just end up with more defenders. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's the rest of the game. Don't really do. Let me look at the
Yeah, I
rest.
mean that's basically it.
Yeah.
And then like the next game is very similar. The only thing that I would really wanted to go over with this one is this is a situation where I forewent upgrading one of my tanks because I just feel like sometimes you don't have everything that you want. Like I can't get the 3-star Loris and the 3-star Sejuani. Um,
Oh yeah, I think you
so
only need one 2-star tank, to be honest. It's usually too expensive to make both of them anyway.
that's kind of okay. That's like basically what I wanted to talk a little bit about because in this game, I just can't get the Sejuani. I end up
Okay.
just stopping on the
I
Loris, and
think
I do fine.
yeah, I think
But
that's really fine. Like some people would argue that the money to that you spend on an item list of Sejuani, like especially if you don't have items for it, is like better spent pushing levels and rolling for like Seraphine and Sandra.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, what's our opener looking like? Not much. Yeah, probably check our
I
void.
had no opener, so I just was like, I might just try Orianna again. I'm
Okay,
pretty sure there, like, I end up seeing a Piltover unit at some point. I'm just like,
okay.
okay, fine.
Yeah, I mean technically you can play around Kiana and Leona, but yeah, it's not really much going for you. Um, what's the portal? I missed it. Okay, gold thing. And I think it's I mean, it's a gold opener. So yeah, I think in this situation, because it's a gold opener, you would be more willing to take something like Pandora's items. If you had to choose. I'm okay with rolling the middle one. Pilfer. Hmm.
It's my
Weird.
new favorite augment.
You like Pilfer?
Yeah, I played it for the first time yesterday. I didn't realize how cool it was.
Oh, I think it's pretty cool. I also think it's pretty bad as an augment.
Really? I mean, it's like basically fire sale as long as you're strong enough to kill units.
Well, yeah, it requires you to be strong enough to kill units, and um, it is like Fire Sale, but early game you're probably getting one cost versus like kind of chance at 2 or 3 costs. And Fire Sale is offered on 3-2 as a silver augment, and this is offered on 2-1 as a gold augment. So
Very
uh,
true.
let's just say let's compare this to the most basic econ augments raining gold. That gives you like 8 gold right away and 1 gold per turn. Pilfer will give you, I would say in stage 2, like 1.3 gold per turn, maybe, or maybe 1.5. Um, and it doesn't give you any base gold. Like a lot of the other augments, like Trade Sector, Cluttered Mind, Raining Gold, all give you base gold, which helps you meet econ intervals earlier. So I think that's why, as an econ augment, it's really weak. And um, I don't know when you get the Thieves Gloves this game, but I've heard it takes a really long time to get the Thieves Gloves. So
Listen,
until you get the Thieves Gloves, it's
Pilfer
like
does me some solids this game.
okay, okay.
I'm gonna be real with you. Because there's a lot of Piltover players in this lobby.
I
So I
see.
end up printing a couple Lorises.
Oh, okay. I mean, okay, if there's like a meta like that where there's like a very important unit that everyone's playing, maybe that's an argument for like Pilfer. I mean, Pilfer is better when there are like more units to like better units to kill. I think like really like when
Would
Pilfer
I take this
was.
over another Econ augment? No. But Econ is Econ.
I mean, I think you were playing really you consider like Medora's bench, but like I said earlier, because we have a gold
I just
opener,
think
like
Pandora's bench is a
don't.
little too slow.
It's
And I
it is a
also
little slow.
wasn't sure if I was re-rolling.
Mm-hmm. I see. Um, yeah, I feel like just as an example, if you knew we were playing Orianna here, Pandora's items is like better here than in other comps because if she has like a strict bis like double natures, which is like pretty hard to make, as well as if you want to make anti-heal and shred and tank items because of like Nash's just uses all those components. that'd be like a better argument to take Pandora's than in other comps that are more flexible with items. I mean, I'm not saying Orianna is unflexible with items, but I'm just saying like if there was like a clear bit like that includes like repeat items with like particularly hard to get components, then Pandora's is better too. So yeah, and this is like a perfectly suitable spot to take it because we have a gold opener.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um. I Pilfer. Also, you run into this with Pilfer sometimes, and then you just don't Pilfer anything. But
Yeah.
okay, I see you made 10. Yeah. Do you have much of a plan from here?
At this point,
Just curious. I mean,
I
just
don't recall.
okay. Well, just looking at what units we have,
I
it's like.
I was just kind of like, I actually think at this point I was thinking maybe I would just play Aesol.
I mean, that's reasonable. I think if you want to play Isol though, then bench is definitely the pick. But yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was very unsure. I didn't really want to play Aesol, but I was like, I mean, I do have two of the pieces. I was kind of just praying for something else to. Oh, and at this point, I was like, maybe I'll play Ionia. I don't want to play Aesol. That was my.
Same.
I'm literally
Okay.
seeing my thoughts. I was like, I can get to Ionia from here.
Okay. I mean, do you have it? Have it here. What do we pilfer? Oh, two gold. We've gotten 1 gold per round.
I got Shinjao.
Yep. Well, we didn't kill anything on the first round. So
That's okay.
um. Okay, you take belt. I mean, I'm not gonna comment that much because I don't really know what we're trying to play yet. But sure, belt's never bad. And then now you get all the Piltovers, so I assume this is when you decide I want to play Orianna.
Ayo.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Oh, we also fight this 0 Pilfer here. Sorry, I don't want to hammer it in, but Pilfer is a really bad augment, in my opinion. Uh, okay. Now we're playing
How
Ori.
dare you come for my new favorite augment?
I'm sorry. Like based on like I give it like all augments like you can like I feel like most times now just compare it to other augments and you can understand like the value, right? Or
I'm
how
gonna
to
watch you
extract
take
the value.
Pilfer in one of your pro games, and
If
I'm
I take a
gonna
Pilfer in one of my pro games, I don't expect a top four.
Okay.
Um, okay, I guess you wait one. Think you could argue slamming Bramble. It's probably a scout thing. Bramble's a good tank item, and like in this comp, we're definitely just trying to play around like a super tank that stays alive with Orianna. So also you're on a streak. I feel like you should definitely think about like trying to maintain your streak here. Um, yeah, you even argue to level here because we have an econ augment. You go into level for like a Nautilus, and then like and that does lose you some gold,
I
but like
always like, yeah, I struggle here because I was like, oh, but I would rather have the gold to roll, but streak also. So I'm glad because I actually here I did consider leveling and I chose not to because I was like, I thought maybe I would be strong enough anyway because this is a really
well,
strong comp
how do
and
you know if you're
also
strong enough anyway?
vibes.
Okay, how else can you know?
I mean, you can scout.
But yeah, so probably won't do that. Also, probably want to hold these. Okay, like if you definitely want to hold this shop even if you don't level here, because I mean probably shouldn't have pre-pumps. I don't know when you did that. Yeah, probably don't want to do that. You probably want to hold.
Vibes.
True. Yeah, you should probably definitely hold this, right? Like we were talking about earlier. There's a bunch of pairs. The sooner we can stop, the better, right? Doesn't really matter. Like they're exactly the units we want. These all like Nico and Nahus definitely function well on our board. Okay, here I'd say you want an item augment, right? Yeah. Okay, I agree with here. Okay, see, like you hover him, but like you definitely have to
Yeah, I
stop
thought
here.
about buying him for the. Wait, actually, do I? I might. Maybe.
Now, no, you get another chance. Um,
Oh yeah, and then I don't. I don't do it. I think about it though, multiple times.
Okay, well, now do you think, I can see it again, do you think Warden or Defender is better?
It's definitely Warden because
Okay,
he's my main tank, and Sejuani's not giving me failure yet.
yep, I agree. Where do we have a cloak? Oh, it's on our guy. Okay. I would consider making adaptive here if you run had a cloak over Visage. It's because I prefer giving an item to Orianna, and the adaptive can just become tank item later if you get too many offensive items. But I think usually your main concern is getting carry items before tank items, right? And this comp, Orianna having more mana does make your board more tanky.
Look at that pilfer. What do you gotta say now?
Oh, okay. I think we're still getting like 1.5 gold per round, so we're still
Okay,
lower
that's a
than.
Garen on 3/3.
I don't think it makes your board that much. I think I'd still rather have a Nautilus than a Garen. Like I'm pretty sure Nautilus is still better than Garen here. Yeah, I see you. I can see
I
why
was
you
so
like it.
proud.
I see why you like it, but yeah. Um. Oh, also I think Magnetron Coil is probably better than this one. Because eventually you get like a duo carry Seraphine, and yeah, giving armor to your like you mostly only care about giving armor MR to your Loris, not really to your other units. So you probably rather get the carry one. And also sometimes you end up tanking like Sejuani, right? So like having the tank built over mod is not as good. Um, yeah. Then so you're slow rolling, cool. So you make the declaw. So you see like the imbalance in our tank and carry items. Now if we get any more tank items, like it puts us in a weird spot. Which is why like making the adaptive earlier probably would have like helped mitigate that risk. Because you're getting more chains, it's like pretty bad. Can't you make Sunfire because you have Morella? Like maybe it works out this game, but I'd say like doing stuff to mitigate risk like that is like how you over a lot of games like um save placements.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I don't think you need to roll here at all. Um, you're probably winning anyway, so like just missing a gold here. I don't know if you did that earlier, but yeah. I know like okay, and I'll be honest, like I vibe roll a lot too. It's like roll based on vibes, but like we don't need Sejuani to at all, right? To win. And like that gold that we miss, like it adds up. Uh, miss one gold
You don't
there.
feel the wave? No wave theory for you?
Sometimes you can feel the wave, I guess, but I mean, I think
Okay.
you should definitely not always go off the wave. Also, I think
Yeah, no, no, no,
you're
I
supposed to be
agree.
preparing to go level 7 now, right? Like so, yeah. I think in this spot you should stop rolling on 6. You have 6 Oriannas, 5 Loris. It's like pretty perfect number to go on level 7 and roll from there. And it also just gives you odds of hitting. I mean, you just hit any further unit and play it on your board, it'll make you stronger, and it'll give you good odds of hitting Loris or Lissandra. Um, Actually, the best addition to your board is probably just a Warden, like this Xinjiao. So low for that next turn, and then you can probably just slow roll. That's what I do. Okay. I say you should probably reforge before you make your items. It's generally a good habit. Um, these aren't very good. Okay, exclusive. Yep. I'm. That's like only one you take, and then yeah, I think Void Staff's okay. Then you move it later once you get the JG. But yeah, I think here you definitely want to roll on 7 to get odds at those other units. I think like having chances at the forecast that you want is like important in these comps because it's just a big spike unless you keep your streak. I still get up here around here, but now like you know it's better if we could roll on 7 while hitting Orianna and Loris, right? Uh, yeah, yeah. So you kind of had to dig for this prom. But like imagine if we had more rolls on 7, maybe we get this prom earlier.
Yeah.
Also, I think because you're on a streak, you're on like a full streak. This is like very valid reason to just like keep going until you hit Loris 3.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What's this? Oh, we got our TG. Nice.
Not bad, stage 4.
Yeah, not too bad.
I pilfered a Sejuani too. Not a Sejuani, Shyvana.
I think you sold her, but yeah,
Yeah, I know,
it's
but
not
she
bad.
was there.
Um, yeah, I don't see. So like, if this Visage was an adaptive, your item scenario would be a lot nicer. You're right, but now you're really split with your components. And we can't really
Yeah, it's
itemize
not
Seraphine
ideal.
on this. Yeah.
We end up with like items that don't really synergize ultimately.
Okay. Um. Yeah, and now I guess from here I'm way too far from Sejuani. I'll probably just like sit until 5-5 and roll for
That's
your
what I did.
Lissandra Seraphine. Yeah.
I just decided to keep the Skarner, and this is when I read the ability and decide to not put the T hex in.
No, yeah. Okay.
Reading is really, really powerful in this game.
It is very good. Oh, also, I think you should move the Shojin to Orianna and just move off the Morello, probably.
Mm. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to keep both the utility items on the same character.
No, I mean, like, they all apply. It's, like, reasonably okay. I mean, now you get 3 items on Orianna, but I just think for these 3 rounds, like, with the Shojin, you should probably just move the Morello over to the Lissandra, and then once you get, like, your whatever real carry item on this, then you can move the Void Staff, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with having the Void Staff on Orianna. That pretty much guarantees that she's always shredding wherever she's hitting. Um, but yeah, she'll definitely do a lot more if she has Shojin instead of Morello, and Lissandra will probably burn those same units that Orianna's hitting. Okay. Um, yeah, I think so. I think here, when'd you get Seraphine too? Okay, so I think here, you could consider going 9. I guess it's pretty late in the game, so you can roll for. This is pretty where you also decide your placement on how you want to cap. Or not, you can roll for Braum too, but really, like, you have Seraphine too, so there's not really much of a need for, like, Lissandra too, because you're.
Yeah, I was playing for second because someone hit Garen 3 like several rounds ago.
Okay, yeah, sounds good to me. This makes sense then.
I survive a really long time against the Garen though. There was a part of me that was like, if I could get to their back line, I could maybe do it.
Oh yeah, we have like some backline access carry.
I survived for a very long
Yeah,
time. I was like,
yeah.
I'm gonna do this? Like,
I mean, yeah. The only thing you can do here is roll for your own 3-star. If you want to outplace them.
which I didn't have enough money to do. And then like I
Yeah,
like thought about it, but then there
you
was no
tried.
one I
Yeah,
was like hitting enough, and I was like, oh fuck.
yeah. It's okay. Good effort.
Yeah, it happens.
Cool.
I was very happy with the second here.
Yeah, second good here. Um. All right.
So yeah, that was helpful.
Good. Yeah. I mean, I think those games went well because okay. I mean, honestly, I think sometimes people don't learn as much about rerolls because some of the comps are just like so strong that it makes it out anyway. But
Yeah.
there will be situations, when the real comps are like a little more balanced, that like the reroll fundamentals are more important. Like building your swing more than 3-2, like I said, and just managing your item economy, stuff like that. So yeah, I think especially like at the end of the set, like um when the real comps get a little more balanced, then you don't have to like play it a little better to like make it out in top four versus like bot four. Like there's some real comps that will like bot four if you don't like play it from good spots or like be efficient with your rolls. So
Yeah, no, for sure. I think this was so helpful. I think these were great games to review because, like, even though I top forward some of them, I was like, there's definitely still like things I could be doing
mm-hmm.
better. Like those comps are just strong, so it's not. I can't be super happy just with myself. need to review. But yeah, this was great. So thanks so much for your time as usual.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the main stuff we talk about, like trying to be more efficient with your money, that's pretty much like the difference between like if you can get to Ziggs and Echo or get to whatever the level 9 is in this comp. But yeah. You have any other
Yeah,
questions or
I don't think so. I'll probably just rewatch this as I usually do and try to play a few more like reroll games and yeah, this is perfect. I'm team Orianna right now, so
yep. I think everyone will be very soon. All right.
yeah, I gotta get on the train.
Well, thank
All
you.
right. Well, thank
Have
you so
fun your games.
much.
Yep.
Thanks.